Right, hi guys, and welcome back to the Crawl Room. We're back once again in this wonderful ranty room for all things Formula One. The Hungarian Grand Prix has come to a close here at the Hungaroring. And what can be said about that one, eh? Well, it was an absolute snooze-a-thon, wasn't it, until about the last 10 laps, if I'm being generous. The first couple of laps were okay as well, but all that bit in the middle was rather meh. So if you've never seen this series before, I award the drivers out a maximum of 10 points based on their overall race weekend's performance, and I go all the way down to 0 if they have a particularly bad one. Take a look out for bonus points. There's sometimes offer some drivers do something extra special during a race. On the rare occasion I do all minus points, those drivers do something extra special, but for all the wrong reasons. Let's take a look at the current Crawl Room standings then going into this episode. It's on the screen now for you to take a look at. Have a look and see where your favourite driver is right now, and based on how well they did this weekend, can you see them going up that leaderboard or can you see them tumbling down? As I said, the race itself was rather mundane, but there were a couple of good overtakes here and there. And the strategy gambles paid off for some, didn't pay off for others. So, yeah, there's quite a lot to sink us teeth into, despite the fact it was a bit boring. We'll take a look at the team standings as well, shall we? It's on the screen as well for you to have a peruse at. As you can see, we've got a couple of minus points and a couple of plus points to add and deduct from those teams that are currently in their respective positions. They should be tumbling down the order and maybe climbing a couple of places as well. As always, this is accumulated by whatever the drivers score, and then I can manipulate it independently as I wish. But those plus scores and minus scores won't be added or deducted until the end of the season. So without further ado then, let's kick things off with the race winner then, shall we? Lando Norris in that mighty McLaren. Didn't do a mighty job in qualifying though, did he? No. Once again, McLaren's drivers bottling it and letting a pole position slip through their net and an easy front row start because Charles Leclerc got himself on pole, didn't it? A Ferrari, for God's sake, McLaren. Shouldn't be happening. Anyway, Lando didn't get his lap together in qualifying, didn't get on pole like he should have done, and that's life. Tough shit. And then on the race start itself, apologies if my throat does go a bit weird. I'm wearing the hat. I've just come back from Kendall Calling, so I've had a festival of singing, drinking, and the like. So ignore that. And if my throat goes a bit funny, I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, talking about Lando Norris, he absolutely ballsed it off the start. He ended up tumbling down to 5th briefly, then got repassed Alonso. Then did he manage to get Russell on track, or is that a result of strategy? No, he was always just sitting 4th then forever and a day, wasn't he? And then they decided to go for a one-stop option because they had nothing to lose, because at this point he was only going to finish 4th. And then, to be fair to him from here on, with the tyre degradation that was happening, he made the one-stop work, was able to fend off from his teammate at the end. And in that respect, he did a really good job. But he fluffed the start, he fluffed qualifying, and he shouldn't have done that. But as always, it's bottle job McLaren, isn't it? So for Lando Norris, I'm not going to be too harsh with him because I think it was an impressive way to fend off from his teammate on much younger tyres and to make that one-stop work, especially battling through that traffic as well. It's 8 points. It's 8 points. Can't be a perfect 10 though. Fluff the start, fluff qualifying, but overall, relatively impressive at the end there to fend off from his teammate and take the gap to within 9 points in the championship now. Wow! Wow, who cares? But yeah, honestly, this McLaren team, it's going to be a total domination now. I think they're nearly 100 points ahead of Max now, who's 3rd in the standings. So it's between these two, but I think whoever wins it is going to be a Jacques Villeneuve champion this year, because both of them have made so many mistakes this season already, will continue to do so, and they've still got a massive points lead over the nearest rivals. So yeah, they can keep fluffing it up, and one of them's going to win it. But I somehow feel that this year it's going to be one of those hollow victory kind of years. But anyway, that's just my opinion. 8 points to Lando. Second place, we come to Oscar Pastry. What's your favourite pastry? Well, I don't know. I don't know what my favourite pastry is, but Oscar certainly wasn't it this weekend, was it? Once again, didn't get pole position like he should have done, at least attempted to get pole position. The start itself was okay, lined up behind Leclerc, and then he just allowed Ferrari and Leclerc to do Ferrari things. That then got him into a net second, obviously, as his teammate decided to go for the one-stop, and then he tried to have a go on his teammate, but once again, we saw it like Austria, where he goes for a really silly late lunge, locks the tyres up, and then just cost himself for the rest of the race to be able to take another go and have another stab at getting Lando. So yeah, it was okay, but it was nothing special. Once again, as I mentioned already with these McLaren drivers, It's between these two for the title now, and I don't really care who wins it, to be honest. I was normally really excited for this whole McLaren resurgence and everything, but now we've got here, I'd have been more excited to just see total domination by both these drivers. No mistakes, no errors, 1-2s, 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 like Max was doing in 23. Just total domination. I've got the best car, I'm one of the best drivers on the grid, and I'm a formidable force. But this time around, it is literally just the car lifting these drivers up into these positions. Because without the car, they'd have been second and fourth. With the car, they ended up a 1-2. So, you know, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. So yeah, Oscar Piastri, it's a solid 7. He could thank me for it. I'm just disappointed. I wanted a thrilling battle for the championship between these two drivers, and we're not getting it at the moment because both of them are bottle jobs, and it annoys me. So yeah, solid 7 anyway to Piastri. It's 9 points in the championship. I hope it spices up and hots up, but while ever they're having these, just like, oh, no contact, guys, let's be all friends. It's all fair in love and war. Then, yeah, it's just going to be a bit meh, isn't it? But yeah, 7 to Oscar anyway. And whoever wins the McLaren Championship deserve it. Undoubtedly so in that respect, but they could have done a much better job. 3rd place, we come to George of the Russell. Watch out for that top 3. Here he is, securing a final podium paying position, which looks highly unlikely, didn't it? It looked like it was going to be Leclerc followed by the 2 McLarens, but here we are. George Russell making a nice overtake on Leclerc. He attempted it once and Leclerc moved late under braking, and then he did it again, which was even, well, it was borderline dangerous, to be fair, from Leclerc. But you could understand his frustrations, but he shouldn't have been taking it out on Russell. He was just desperate to hold on to that podium place after losing out on a win. No surprise there. Well done, Ferrari. But for George of the Russell to carve his way through to get P3 is an impressive effort, a top job, and fully deserving of 9 points for me. 9 points on the board for him. I think he did a great job this weekend once again, carrying the Mercedes squad now, and he's really showing this young protege rookie up in Antonelli and really proving his worth within Formula One and within the Mercedes team. He is a formidable force this season. I can't think of anything he's done wrong. He's just been absolutely impressive all season long, and this is another one of those examples. It's 9 to George of the Russell. In 4th place, we come to Sha La La. Oh, sacre bleu. Sha La 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 La. Once again, that pole to win ratio goes down even further. Percentages continue to tumble, and it looks like, oh my God, it's just never going to happen for him, is it? But what an impressive qualifying. What an impressive qualifying to get himself in pole. What a really impressive first stint of the race as well, to get with outside DRS of Oscar and to just be able to control the race from the front. Absolutely formidable. Then we had some bullshit go on with the Ferrari car, and I'm not entirely sure what happened, but somehow after lap 35, like half distance in the race, and after him pitting for that second set of hards, the car suffered chassis damage. What's all that about? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, Ferrari. I think you're talking bullshit, but something went wrong, didn't it? Leclerc was saying, look, let's manage the issue. You should have let me manage the issue. So, I don't know. I don't fully know what's going to happen. We're never going to find the answers out. We were talking about Ferrari, for fuck's sake. But nonetheless, it weren't Charles's fault, and he just ended up tumbling outside of what was a victory to podium places to then just a 4th place finish, which is absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. I don't blame Charles for it. The team have admitted it's a car issue, so fair enough in that respect. I'm never going to say it was Leclerc's issue, but I think there's more to it than we're ever going to find out. Someone fucked up somewhere with an engine setting, I believe, but that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, for Leclerc this weekend, I do have to dock him for what he did to George. That was very, very dangerous. The first one was borderline. The second attempt of doing it, I was wincing because I thought he was going to clip the tyre. I thought we were going to have an aeroplane-style accident, and you know, I could understand Leclerc's frustration, but you don't take it out on your competitors. It's not their fault. You know, they've had a right to be there. They've had a right to go for that overtake just because you're having a shit race from now on because of your team. It's not their fault. So, unfortunately, I was going to give him a perfect 10, but because of that result, I'm going to have to knock a few points off, and it's going to be 6 to Leclerc, a solid 6. I'm not giving him of the week. I feel sympathetic to him for that. He's lost a win. He's definitely lost a podium as a result of whatever happened to that Ferrari car. But that move on Russell was over the limit for me, and I've got to knock points off for it. So 6 to Leclerc. Yeah, very uncharacteristic that of Leclerc, but you could understand his frustrations. And here we are, outside the podiums once again, after an incredible pole position in qualifying. What a shame. And then we come to Fernando Alonso. Can you feel the top five, Fernando? Here he is, I can't believe it. Alonso, well done, well done, well done, bravo. Bella Fragmente, well done, I can't believe it. The actual genuine pace of the Aston Martin this weekend was incredible, wasn't it? Both cars into Q3 and both cars inside the points, with Fernando Alonso securing a top 5 finish. 10 points for him and for Aston Martin's tally. Great effort. Great effort. Goes into 6th in the constructors' standings as well with this result, courtesy of him and what his teammate did as well. Above Sauber, above Haas, above RB, all the others, of course. So, yeah, really good result going into the summer break for them. And yeah, nice to see, really nice to see. Alonso didn't put a wheel wrong, initially got ahead of Lando Norris as well at the start, so that was good, really impressive, just a fantastic drive. It's a perfect 10, it has to be, it can be no less, can it? A perfect 10 for what was an incredible qualifying and an incredible race, getting the maximum out of that Aston Martin car. It certainly deserves praising for, and a really, really good race overall. So yeah, perfect 10 to Alonso, there's nothing else that could be added to that. Nice to see him back up here, scoring big points and having a car capable of delivering what he's capable of doing in it. 10 to Alonso. 6th place in his best ever finish within Formula 1. It is Gabriel Bortoleto in the state kick me up the arse Sauber. Well done, Gabriel. Fantastic, fantastic effort. Once again, got himself inside the top 8 in qualifying. An absolutely fantastic lap in qualifying. Another Q3 appearance for him as well. I think that's 3 on the bounce now, isn't it? Even it's very close if not. But yeah, he's been in Q3 more than anyone else. These last few races, well, certainly more than his teammate Hulkenberg. But yeah, honestly, Gabriel Bortoleto, fantastic. Got off the line, well drove, really clever, really smart. Held off from Max Verstappen. Seems crazy to say, doesn't it? The other cars were letting him by. You know, he was having a go on those, but he couldn't get around Gabriel Bortoleto, could Max? And then it looked like he was on for about a 7th place finish. And then in the end, he ended up P6 because Max stopped again, and that's how that worked out. But yeah, a fantastic effort. 8 points on the board for Sauber. I was just mentioning that, of course, Aston Martin have now overtaken them, but these points are crucial points for them, so they'll be happy to get those to keep within that fight for the 6th in the Constructors. Sauber on for 6th in the Constructors is crazy. And yeah, an impressive effort by Bortoleto, and I'm giving him a bonus point. He's getting 11. And the reason he's getting 11 from me is because Martin Brundle made a comment that, oh yeah, he's having a really good race today, and, you know, he's took him a while to get here, and he's made a few mistakes. I'm like, where? Where's he took a while to get here and made a few mistakes? Okay, Silverstone was a bit bad, we'll give him that. But the rest of the season for Bortoleto, he's been very unlucky not to have more points on the board and not to have better finishes. But the strategy of the Sauber team always seemed to be like, they took a gamble with each car and it always favoured Hulk over Bortoleto. The car really wasn't a point-scoring car in the first few races of the season. I'm like, fuck off, Martin. Fuck off, just because you're creaming yourself over Antonelli that he's finished ahead of. Like, pack it in. So yeah, he's getting a bonus point for the sheer stupid comment that Martin Brundle made. Can you believe it wasn't David Croft I'm moaning at this weekend? Unreal. So yeah, it's 11. It's 11 to Bortoleto. 10 for the race. 1 point additional for the stupid comment that Martin Brundle made about he's took a while to get here. What do you mean took a fucking while to get here? We've still got Colapinto tumbling round at the back. We've got a Mercedes driver that can't score pissing points. Fuck's sake. So yeah, 11 to Bortoleto. Honestly, fantastic performance once again, and fully deserving of a full 10 points plus a bonus point because of stupid Martin Brundle. Great job. 7th place, we come to Lance Stroll in the 2nd Aston Martin. A big points haul for the team, 16 total, which is a great effort, a good way to go into the summer break. And I've got to be honest, Lance Stroll made me chuckle in the race reactions. And he's like, yeah, good race. Didn't really understand why we were quick. We need to learn that. I'm like, yeah, you probably should. You probably should learn why you were so quick. But yeah, as he said, like, they were absolutely nowhere last time out in Spa. And then here they are, getting both cars into Q3, both cars able to maintain the pace to stay inside the top 10. He lost out to Bortoleto off the line and in the early laps, and then that was that. He was then P7 from then on, and that was it. So a solid drive by Lance Stroll, and it's 8.5. 8.5 to Lance Stroll. Don't want to really be, you can't be harsh with that, can you? It was a great, impressive qualifying, a great race to stay inside the points, did a really good job, and yeah, just a fantastic effort, really. Lance Stroll has survived to the halfway point, beyond the halfway point. We're in the summer break now. We're in the summer break and Lance Stroll is still in this thing and not disqualified, which is absolutely cream crackers, isn't it? So yeah, 8.5 to Lance Stroll. How you're in this series, still I've no idea, but I think he's still on a final warning, but he's driving well at the minute and I can't criticise him for it. Next up, we come to Liam Lawson in the first of the Visa Cash App Maxi Tampon RB. Buy one, get one free. Don't forget your AlphaTauri, your Toro Rosso, your Minardi. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Doing much better since I have disqualified him on the series. He's been scoring points quite often, getting himself into Q3 quite often, and here he is with a P8 finish and a good handful of points for the RB squad. No match for the Saubers, no match for the Aston Martins, but a solid effort to pick up a few points. He can't score points anyway because he's already disqualified on the series and has been since about round 10, round 9. So yeah, it's been a good long old while, hasn't it? But yeah, nonetheless, Liam Lawson, at least it's some more points. 9th place, we come to Max Verstappen. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, oh, wow. Getting rid of Christian's done well, hasn't it? I mean, what an absolute disappointment this weekend. The qualifying, he only got himself in P8, was it? P9? In qualifying, and then the race itself, it looked like he was going to be on for like a top 5, top 6 sort of area. Couldn't get past the likes of Bartlett or Alonso on track, so elected to go for an early stop. None of the other drivers that were around him went for that strategy. They were like, yeah, you carry on, Max. We know you got a shit car. And then even when he was on the newer tyres, he was still only lapping the same lap times as the likes of Alonso and Bartlett, who he was trying to undercut. Then when they all pitted, they just left him out there and he's like, yeah, okay, Max, you're ahead of them now, but we're thinking of leaving you out because that's the best option of getting a best finish. And he's like, really? Really don't leave me out, guys, for God's sake. Anyway, they aborted that and then pitted him and then he ended up P9. Nothing else could be said about that, unfortunately. It's a solid 6 for Max this weekend. Even the Max Verstappen that we all know and love because he put some impressive overtakes in and some good moves and manoeuvres. Even he couldn't get that tub of shit into anything better than a P9 finish, which is just unbelievable, isn't it? So yeah, that really shows the downfall of the Red Bull squad. As mentioned, nearly 100 points now behind the 2 McLaren drivers. So yeah, all but over for the hopes of a championship. But I'm still holding on to some sort of hope that Red Bull over this summer break can get their shit together. Max is just going to be like, look, just give me a fucking ladder and I'll drive that and fucking smash everyone out of the way. And you know what? Wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, I'm still holding on to a little bit of hope that Max Verstappen can just have this ridiculous resurgence, but it's not going to happen, is it? But it's solid 6 to Max, couple of points. That's that. Rounding out the final points paying position, we come to Andrea Kimi Antonelli in the second of the Mercedes.
Taking part in a couple of races for Jordan in 2003, I finally signed for a full season with Minardi for 2004. Budget was so tight I had to set up a GoFundMe before they were even a thing so I could survive the season, and thankfully I did.
And there we have it, Zolt Baumgartner of the week to Andrea Kimi Antonelli for a ridiculous qualifying performance where he was only good enough lap time for P11 on the grid anyway, and then got that lap time deleted due to track limits, so started 15th. Bravo, Andrea, bravo. Then in the race itself, managed to scrape here into the points paying position, a solitary 1 due to the fact that the strategy played out well in that respect. And no, it's not good enough. It's not good enough, I'm afraid. Yeah, he's a rookie. I know he's only 18, but we're 14 rounds into a championship now, and he's got worse, not better. In a car that's got better, not worse. So, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with Andrea, but it's not working out at the moment, is it? Nothing's gelling. We saw him in tears after qualifying at Spa. I don't know what happened here, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's the pinnacle of motorsport. This kid's a protege, apparently. You've got your teammate on a podium, you've got your teammate fighting up there with McLarens and Red Bulls and Ferraris, and you've got another one pissing about with bloody RBs and just unbelievable. So, yeah, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, it has to be an of the week, and unfortunately for him as well, him saying in the debrief afterwards, like, oh yeah, it's my first point of the European leg, that's not good. That's not good. We're not in a Sauber, mate. You know what I mean? We're not always my first point of the European leg. Like, great, well done. Really pleased for you. What's your teammate had in all that time? Couple of podiums? Yeah, so, yeah, not impressed. Really not impressed by Andrea at the moment, and it just annoys me. So, yeah, it's not of the week for that reason, I'm afraid. 1 point is not enough. Should be top 5 minimums. I know he's a rookie. I know he is. He's allowed a mistake or two, but as he just said himself, the European leg, he scored his first point in. I know he had a couple of breakdowns. Spain was realistically the only one who was going to get a handful of points, and the car was shit there. Imola, he was crap anyway. And then the others, he's just done diabolically bad. So, yeah, of the week to Andrea Kimi Antonelli. I know he's a rookie. I always give rookies time and sympathy, but he was promised to be this young protege. He started out strongly. It's gone downhill quite rapidly. So, yeah, needs to find his feet. Summer break, Andrea, book your ideas up. It is an of the week to him. Just outside the points and finishing in 11th place, we come to Isaac Hadj. It's the Kurch. It's the Great effort, David Croft, as always, for your pronunciation on Isaac Hadjar. That's how you say it. That's the way he likes it. Finishing here in P11, though, is not what he would have wanted. Strategy didn't play out quite well. That's a weird one, isn't it? We always said about Ricciardo being favoured in the previous seasons when it was him and Tsunoda. Now we see it against Hadjar and Lawson's all of a sudden getting points and Hadjar's not quite doing it. Not impressed by that, I've got to be honest, but yeah, there you go. Hadjar, though, certainly deserved a points finish, but he didn't quite come his way. Had his finger injured, didn't he? The Bolly Bearman went off ahead of him and flicked that gravel up there. They put on the edge of a corner, and I don't understand why they put it there, because you don't really use track limits there anyway, but, you know, FIA doing FIA things, and you could see that the gravel flicked up and hit his wrist and his hands and his fingers, and I thought, ooh, you bugger, that's going to sting, isn't it? So, yeah, that wasn't great, but at least he was able to continue anyway. I think we've seen it before in junior categories, haven't we, where someone's ended up breaking the finger doing that, so that's stupid. But yeah, Isaac Hadjar this weekend, unfortunately for him, a great qualifying, and the race itself came undone. Strategy didn't play out too well. Surprise, surprise. And it's 6.5. 6.5 to Isaac Hadjar for what was an impressive performance. Points were certainly deserved. Strategy didn't quite go his way, but the race pace itself was solid enough. He deserved a point, didn't quite get there, and that's that. Finishing in 12th place, we come to the second of the Ferraris in Sir Lewis Hamilton.
My Formula 1 career may have been brief, but like anything within F1, you can never show your true capabilities when you're stuck in a backmarker car. I think I did a decent job. Maybe.
And there we have it. Of course, it had to be Zol Baumgartner of the week to Lewis Hamilton as well, for yet another ridiculously piss-poor qualifying and a ridiculously piss-poor race effort. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, that's not gone well, has it? That's not gone well at all. I mean, we feel sorry for Charles Leclerc for missing out on a podium. He got pole position. And Lewis Hamilton gets an eye in Q2. It's not good enough, is it? It really isn't. We've seen the best of Lewis now, I'm convinced. You know, such a shame. I thought this was going to be the resurgence. It was going to be the fact that he's getting back into it. I thought he needed a fresh face. He needed a new challenge at Ferrari, and he was going to come and deliver the goods. And then initially the first couple of races, you're like, yeah, one, he's just finding his feet, and two, the car is shit. But now we've got past that bit where the car's shit and it can be respectably decent. He's not anywhere in it. He really isn't. So yeah, big shame to see the fall of what was one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time drivers in the championship. You know, just flogging about, not even picking points up in a Ferrari. It's not good, is it? It's not good. He's not worth his paycheck at the moment, is he, Ferrari, I'm afraid to say. I'm sure even with the merchandise sales that you're recouping him from his signing, it's not enough. It's not enough to cover the costs, is it? So yeah, costing the team heavily in the Constructors' Championship, in which they're fighting for second four against Red Bull and Mercedes. But yeah, it's becoming a Red Bull situation, isn't it? You've got one driver up there trying to do whatever he can do it in Leclerc, and then you've got the other one bimbling around outside the points. So, big disappointment to see, once again, Lewis Hamilton so far outside the points and not really having any impact on the race at all. He could have not been on the grid, and we wouldn't have like noticed. You know what I mean? That's the level it's getting to now, and you just think, oh God, it's such a shame. It's like when Jason Plato was in British touring cars, and then he just had a couple of rough seasons to end off his career, and it just sort of like didn't tarnish his career by any stretch of the imagination, you know. But it was one of those where you think, oh God, yeah, Jason Plato, 15th at the end of the race. You're just like, oh yeah, I forgot he was even in it. It's getting like that, and it shouldn't be like that. You know, these greats should go when they're at their peak almost. You know, they've still got to leave you wanting more when they go, and at the moment it's getting to the point where I'm like, oh Lewis, just pack it in, mate, now, because it's just, you know, just call it quits and still bow out while you've still got a lot of legacy and not a lot of people remember these bad couple of years that you've had, you know. But if he keeps going on like this, it's going to be like a Jacques Villeneuve situation where everyone's just going to remember the bits where you were shit and the fact that everyone forgets that you're a champion, you know. It won't quite happen to that effect with Lewis, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton, what a shame. It's an off the week to him once again. A very, very poor end to the summer, up to the summer break anyway. Hope we can come back stronger. Finishing in and unlucky for some P13, we come to Nico Hülkenberg. Oh, needed that. So, Nick Hülkenberg has a difficult day at the office once again in qualifying, down outside and out in Q1, which is just unfortunate, lining up on the back row of the grid. Then gets a jump start penalty, which I don't think he jumped. I think the car just bounced when it was in gear and didn't move, but that's 5 seconds on to your race time anyway. And here he is finishing P13, which is the best position he could have ended up anyway, because I think the next cars were like 20 odd seconds ahead, so the 5 second time penalty didn't even matter at that point. He got it all wrong in qualifying, and that really cost him. The car was clearly a Q3 appearance car. He's going to avoid an of the week this time, but it's only going to get 2 points on the board from me for him. And if this really bad Q1 appearance keeps happening, then it's going to have to be of the weeks, because these last few races prior to this, he was getting knocked out in Q1, having loads of fresh tyres to be able to then chuck at the car to go straight in to the points, and we're like, oh, what a great drive, you know, amazing stuff. But if the car's capable of Q3, he doesn't need the tyres then, does he? Because he's already in that position and can stay there. So, yeah, Gabby proved it this weekend. Gabby has been scoring a couple of points here and there, while Hülkenberg's been having this tough battle continuously of Q1 eliminations where he just can't get the single lap pace together, and that's a shame. But yeah, let him off this time, but if it happens anymore, Hülkenberg, we're going to have to start giving of the weeks out, and I don't want to do that because I like you, but, you know, fair's fair, and it's 2 to Hülkenberg for now. It was a somewhat of a climb up through the field, but it was almost impossible to pick up points. In 14th place, we come to Carlos Sainz, smooth operator, smooth operator. Smoothish. The car was shite this weekend, wasn't it? It really was. Both cars really struggled to get anything out of it this weekend, and the maximum that Sainz could have got was a P13, but he got shoveled off in the closing stages by Pierre Gasly, and that meant that Hülkenberg slipped through, and that was that. So they're only ever on for a best of P13. That's how bad this Williams car was this weekend. They said that the weaknesses, of course, was the wind and also the temperature of the circuit. So the temperature cooled down, but the wind increased, and then that meant that, oh shit, yeah, the car's still crap. Carlos Sainz this weekend didn't do anything wrong. He just did what the car was capable of. He did get a good Q1 lap time in, though, didn't he? And got himself well inside the top 10 as the track was evolving, but couldn't translate that into Q2. And either way, it didn't matter because he scored nothing anyway. It's 6 to Carlos Sainz. As mentioned, when the only thing you're hoping the best result is going to be is a P13, then, yeah, you know it's been a bad day at the office, don't you? So, yeah, 6 to Sainz. Solid enough effort. Wasn't his fault. Just the car couldn't deliver what it should be capable of. And following in 2x2 hurrah formation, we have Alex Albon in the second of the Williams. Once again, mirror image to what I talked about Sainz. The car just didn't have the pace, wasn't capable this weekend, and that was a real shame, a real shame, because I was expecting big things from this weekend. Not massive things, but, you know, somewhere like where the Sauber was and the RB of Lawson, you know, 6th and 8th, somewhere around there. That'd have been a nice effort. I don't think they'd have had match for Aston Martin, because they just suddenly found their form, but I expected both cars to be inside the top 10, and you could just see that that car was a right pig. It really was. So it's 6 again to Albon as well. Not his fault this weekend, just the Williams car was not on pace, didn't suit the circuit, and when this mid-pack is so tight, if it's not the best car it possibly can be, you're going to get shown up, and that's what happened to Williams this weekend. So it's 6 to them for that. Yeah, difficult day at the office, but at least they brought the car home in one piece, and they can go again after the summer break at Zandvoort. Then we come to the ass of Esti Bestie Ocon. Esti Bestie to you. Ain't like Esti Bestie Ocon. Yeah, Esti Bestie. Don't really know. Didn't see anything of him. Didn't really care, to be honest. I'm giving him middle of the road 5. Probably generous by a point or two, to be fair, but I really didn't see anything of him all race long. And that's that. I really don't know anything. There's nothing else I can talk about. Just another average weekend once again. Maybe below average by some aspects. But again, similar to what I said with Williams, if your car's not at your best, if you're not at your best, you get shown up now in this mid-pack because everyone else is in mid-pack territory. So, yeah, it's a shame. 5 anyway. 5 to Ocon. Probably thank me for that. Probably generous by a point. But, yeah, that's life. Get on with it. 5 to Ocon. And then we come to Yuki Tsunoda in the second of the Red Bulls. What a difficult day at the office once again for that second Red Bull car. But if Max Verstappen can only manage a P9 out of it, can we really expect Yuki Tsunoda to be inside the points? No, we can't. We can't. Can we expect him to at least get into Q2 or Q3? Yes, possibly. But as for holding on to the points, just what a shite day at the office this weekend for the Red Bull squad as a whole, really. And Yuki Tsunoda once again continues to struggle. I've not disqualified him, and he should be now. He really should be, the way it's been going this season. But he's going to get 1 point. He's on a final warning. And I just thought, look, let's at least give him the summer break to survive this series in some capacity. And we'll see what he can do in the summer break. If he comes back and it's still really poor, then it's going to have to be a disqualification, unfortunately. But I don't want to do it to Yuki now because we've learnt his lesson over the years of doing this series and by watching this second Red Bull car be so shite. It's not always down to the driver. It is very much down to the team and what that car can do. It's built specifically for Max, and we've said it all the way along. So I've got a lot of sympathy for Yuki, but there's only so much sympathy I can have. This weekend was a tough day at the office for Red Bull, where Max only picked up a P9. I'm gonna let Yuki off. He's gonna get a solitary 1. He's still on a final warning. No improvements going into the next part of the season, then it is going to have to be a disqualification. But I just wanted to, keep him here for now, keep him on the series going, because you never know, he might have a resurgence, and we'll allow it. So yeah, Yuki, I'm bending my own rules here, because that definitely should have been a disqualification. But 1, I like you, so I am being biased, and 2, it's not all your own fault, and we do accept that on the series. So, well, I certainly do anyway. So Yuki survives past the summer break anyway, but let's see how he gets on. But it's just a solitary 1 for now. And then we come to Franco Colapinto in the first of the Alpines. Yeah, what a shit day at the office for the Alpine team. Fucking hell. What a load of bollocks that was. I can't believe it. I really can't. Yeah, utter dog shit. Utter dog shit. The car had no pace at all, did it? I mean, he out-qualified his teammate, didn't he? So that's something. And the race itself came undone. He had a slow pit stop as well, nearly 8 seconds. So, yeah, he's got 3 points anyway. It's a below-average performance in a below-average car, but I'm not going to give him an of the week or chuck him out or anything. It wasn't his fault this weekend. Just the car is shite. I don't know. The rumours have died down about Colapinto being replaced now, but I'm going to revive them right here, right now. Because I honestly believe that Flavio will do whatever he wants. There's rumours that Bottas is going to step back in. There's rumours that Paul Aron, the other young rookie that they've got in the mix, is going to come in. So yeah, Colapinto, rumours seem to have died down since it all kicked off at Red Bull getting rid of Horner. But I still very much think there's still wiggle room for that second seat to be swapped again. But it's not going to do anyone any favours because the car is dog shit. 3 to Colapinto. Tough day at the office once again, and that's life. And then, last of the runners, we come to Pierre Gasly in the second of the Alpines. He did finish ahead of a couple of cars, but got a 10-second time penalty for contact with Sainz. But I'm not asked about it. I watched it and I saw the contacts. I'm like, yeah, it weren't really 10 seconds worthy though, was it? But it didn't matter anyway. They were fighting over fuck all. It was like 15th we were fighting for or something. Like, it didn't matter. It really didn't. So he avoids an of the week. The car was a piece of shit anyway, as we know. He's getting 2 points and he can thank me for them. Yeah, Pierre Gasly, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a difficult day at the office once again for the Alpine squad. I mean, what's the point? What is the point? 2 to Gasly. A pointless exercise. And then last, but by no means least, we come to the only DNFer in the race, and that is Oliver Bearman in the second of the Haas cars. Got himself a really good start, actually, and was fighting for that final points-paying position throughout the first stint. Then picked up some kind of substantial rear-end damage. I'm not quite sure where it happened or how it happened or why it happened. But something happened anyway, and he suffered substantial rear-end damage. The car was losing pace. Ollie said it felt broken and then had to retire as a result. He'd already sort of tumbled outside the top 10 anyway at that point. I think he was about 13th, 14th when he actually came into the pits to retire. So, yeah, you know, he was doing a good job, though, to cling on to that final point. But even he said in the debrief afterwards, like, it was unrealistic that we were going to stay there without the damage, but it was nice to run inside the top 10. So yeah, Ollie Bearman, unfortunately for him, out of a maximum of 5 a retirement could score, he's going to get 4.5. So I don't want to really be too harsh on him, but yeah, substantial rear-end damage. Really weird, really weird. But yeah, it seems like he's been to a funny nightclub in Hungary to get that. But yeah, but yeah, anyway, he's out, that's it, I'm not saying no more. And 4.5 to Ollie Bearman, yeah. Difficult day, once again, for the Haas squad. So everything, guys, those were the runners and riders of the Hungarian Grand Prix here at the Hungaroring. Let me know down in the comment section, are scoring drivers too high, any too low. The updated standings with the scores they just awarded are on the screen now for you to take a look at. Have a look and see where your favourite driver is right now. Do you agree with what I awarded every single driver? Let me know, as always, down in the comments. Look forward to hearing from you down there. Yeah, it was a boring race, really, wasn't it? But first couple of lively laps, last 10-15 laps were okay, I suppose. But it certainly wasn't a knee slapper, was it? Like we sort of expected. And expected pretty much from this season, but it's just not delivering the goods at the moment. We'll take a look at the team standings as well, shall we? We may as well. I'm not going to do anything. I know Ferrari absolutely screwed over Charles Leclerc, but I don't know why. And they've already got minus 1,000 and odd anyway to come off their score at the end. So they're out of it. They're very much out of it. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say for the team standings, really. All the teams seem to be delivering the goods rather well, apart from Alpine, but there's no surprise there because it's dog shit. But yeah, I'm going to leave them alone for now. We're going to go into the summer break. We're going to reassess the situation, guys. We're going to have a big, deep thought, and we'll have a look and see how we can manipulate the team standings going forward. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be bonus points to come and potentially big minus points as well, which we all love, don't we? A massive thanks, as always, goes out to Dan Bartlett, of course, formerly of Mushy Gaming, for providing me with the scoreboard that you saw on your screen, for the driver icons in the corner of the screen, and for the intro as well. Without him, this series would be more pointless than it already is. And who can get Mr. Dave, F1 Games PlayStation, for providing me with the of the weeks that you don't necessarily know. They're different every week, but you know you're going to love them. You just know it, don't you, guys? You know you're going to love them. And I also just want to offer my love to JW Talks Motorsport. He doesn't do anything on this series, but he's been a massive influence on the Cruel Corner that I do for the Formula E Championship that's just rounded up. He's had some bad news over the last couple of days, and I just want to send out my love to him and all his family. And also, if you are a lover of his channel, of course, I mean, why wouldn't you be? Then he probably won't be uploading for a few weeks on his channel, but he's okay. I'll let you know that. But he's just had a bit of bad news, and I just want to send out my love and condolences to him and to his family as well. So, Joe, if you need anything to talk to me, my DMs are always open. So then, guys, that is the end of the Formula 1 Cruel Room from the Hungarian Grand Prix. Look forward to seeing you all in the comments as always, chatting away. We've got 4 weeks now, summer break ahead of us. The summer break is up on us. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes and kicks off when we return at Zandvoort. I'll give you an advance warning, that video might be late because I'm working all day Sunday, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, 7 a.m, 9 p.m. I don't know how the hell I'm going to manage to get a video recorded, edited and uploaded in that time, after work, before work, etc. because that means I'll be burning midnight oil. And we can't really be doing that, can we? So it's probably going to be Wednesday or Thursday for the upload on that. If I can get it out, I will, but I'm not going to kill myself over it, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, just the way the rotor has fallen at work means it's going to be a bit tricky. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thanks as always for your love and continued support with the series. And much love.